I'm an astrologer, and I'm trying to write a book that's a little unorthodox in the sense that astrology truly is a presentation of choices.
Exactly. And exactly, that's very important for people to know. Most people don't consider that at all, which is what makes astrology not something that we are very excited about, because they leave out that missing piece.
It's a huge piece.
It is.
The other part of it is that, we interpret different planets as our collective consciousness grows and expands. For example, we're constantly discovering new planets all the time.
Yes.
And that the interpretation of each of those planets comes into play with whatever the current events are going on in the collective consciousness.
Yes.
So
who could be the singular reader of all of that anyway? Who gets to decide that?
Very few. I mean, we use mythology to try to grasp each of the different concepts. In other words, using
hoping that those early readers were in the vortex when they wrote it down.
Absolutely, right. So the book I'm trying to finish or complete and eventually want to market is about how important it is to align oneself with the understanding of the contrast and the choices in order to read the chart more effectively rather than saying it's some kind of
Well, we think it's an excellent book. We think it's a book that the public is calling for. And here are some pieces of it that if we were standing in your physical shoes, we'd stick into it.
Okay.
So, well, just for the sake of continuity and clarity, because another premise that is really worth stating in a very strong way at the outset of your book is that not only is this a display of choices, but it is a pattern by which, as you focus, it will trigger vibrational responses that you can read. You're following?
Got it. Yeah.
In other words, if you're following a sort of process and then you are intuitively feeling your vibrational, emotional indicators to the process, now you've really got something good going on. And the best astrologers are doing exactly that. They're not just reading those cards, they are intuitively reading the cards. All the card is doing is causing them to focus. It's their relationship with their broader perspective that causes them to give information that is valid or not, you see. And that's why no one can write a book that you could just turn to the right page and get the right answer. The book is just a guideline of focus. The answers must come individually, you see. That's why the astrologist is important to the equation and must be in the vortex before they astrologize.
Exactly.
Years ago, Jerry and Esther were at a gathering and someone had a very big book. And it was said to the group, whoever had lugged the two big volumes down there, that if you look your birth date up and your approximate time of birth, that there's information about you. And so they were passing the book around this table. There were 20 or 30 people, and people were just amazed at the accuracy of what was written about them. These were all adults and had lived enough life that they could see the patterns and how they matched up. Esther could hardly wait for the book to come to her, and and Jerry did not want the book to come anywhere near Esther because she's very easily persuadable, and he wants to be the only one who persuades her. So as the book approached her, the waitress was standing right there to take Esther's food order at the same moment. And so Esther was giving her food order, and Jerry looked her up in the book. And he pointed to her paragraph, and Esther is reading, and she is amazed at the accuracy of this paragraph. Thrilled that there is something from beyond that can define who she now is long before her birth. And then Jerry said, I just opened the book and pointed. And we said he opened the book and pointed accurately. In other words, he intuitively found her intention was to find who she is, and he intuitively did find that. It sort of foiled his primary effort, but it made the point that he was wanting to make too. And the point that we're wanting to make, and you also are wanting to make, is that don't teach your readers that there are tomes or books or charts that have been written that tell the story of their life experience. There are not. Teach them that there are patterns of life that will cause them to focus, and that when they do, their true readings come forth from within.
Yeah, I'm just curious about how to market that in the sense that it's going to be very, very different
Well,
from
first
what's
of
already
all,
out there.
your work is like ours. It is leading edge, and there's never a crowd on the leading edge. In other words, there are far more people that would rather have the magic.
That's in the title, actually, is magic. Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll suck them in. It will be bait and switch.
Great.
Suck them in with magic and then teach them about the power of their beingness.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.